Now the first thing I'm going to do is try and clean the lens. And since I can't get access to it, this piece up here, I'm sure I could sneak a Q-tip in there, but you wouldn't be able to see it. So I'll just do it this way. I'll take the whole thing apart. And then just carefully take out these strips. And I'm going to make sure that the tray is left open. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to get out, but we may need more clearance. So while we're in here, let's take this out. Get this whole assembly out. So that's the laser. So, okay, and of course I was out of Q-tips right when I needed one, but all we want to do is take a Q-tip and just gently clean the top off. And you can take a look at it and see how dirty it is. This one's not, I can tell you right now. Usually you can see a layer of dust on it, and just clearing that layer of dust will fix it. This one I don't see this being the problem, but let's try it anyway. Alright, so let's put a DVD in. See if it plays. I don't think it will, but we'll give it a shot. And it's doing what it did before. It just spins. It doesn't detect it, doesn't read it. You can't see it, but the display is blank. And it'll just do this over and over and over again. So that didn't fix anything. So next on the list, we're going to leave this open. Shut it back off. We're going to take all these out. We're going to lift it back out of the unit. Alright, so in the back of the pickup assembly here, we have a potentiometer, and there's the laser diode. Now, usually on a CD-DVD player, on a combo, you're going to have two potentiometers. They're going to use two different lasers. One's infrared, one's red. The fact that this one only has a single potentiometer, and it looks like one laser diode, makes sense because it's not reading CDs or DVDs. Usually with CD-DVD players, you'll have, DVDs will play fine, but CDs won't play, or vice versa. And that's because one of the lasers is going out, but the other one's working just fine. So what this potentiometer will do is it'll adjust the amount of current going into the laser diode. Way too much current, it'll burn out instantly. Not enough current, it's going to be too dark, and you won't be able to read the disc. So we have to find a common middle ground. Now the problem that we run into is these laser diodes start to dim over time, and they're not able to actually track or read the disc reliably. So what we'll do is we'll turn this up slightly and add a little bit more current to the laser diode and see if it burns a little bit brighter, and see if we can get it to actually track a disc. So I'm going to flip this over here so I can see it better. And you can use a screwdriver on some. This one, I can tell because I've used these already, they're pretty much flat. There's nothing for the screwdriver to grab onto. So what I use is just a blade, because it's sharp. And one of the things you can do, what I always like to do first is draw a reference mark. And I'm just going to turn it a little bit in one direction, usually clockwise, and I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, go back to the notch that we made, or the mark that we made, and go a little bit the other way. I know that's kind of crude, but it works. Or you can sit and trace everything out. I just find this to be easier, quicker and easier. All you have to do, especially if it is an intermittent thing where if you really keep trying, it'll eventually read the disc. Sometimes it just needs a little bit more current to actually work, and you don't want to crank it because you'll immediately burn it out if it's not dead already. So we just turn it up just a little bit. This doesn't require and I'm not even going to screw it in yet because I don't. Let's turn on the screen.
Chiama,